Yo, what up, though? Y'all know what it is. It's the Showdown. It's time for the Showdown. You got your nasty boys out of EFG in the building. They tried to accuse us of being some traitors, but it ain't no traitors. We only got haters. Yo, and this is the Showdown. Hey. Yo, what up, though? I'm your boy, OG Tim Wilson, and this is the Showdown. On the show, of course, with me, I've got the homies, the nasty boys. Big Ed, what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a big Edism.
Hey,
the big Ed
it's been a long time since I did it.
Yeah. No, actually, it wasn't. It was you did it last week. Anyway, oh yeah, I watched it. I've watched the show several times. I'm telling you, it did. And of course, we've got your host of the show, Wayz himself. What up, though, Wayz?
Man, not much at all. I'm looking forward to tonight.
Right. I know. I talk a lot, y'all. I was watching the show and I was talking a lot. I talk a lot. I get it. He's the host of the show and I talk more than the host, but that's okay. But good host let his guests talk.
Exactly. So how y'all feeling this week?
Oh man, I'm good. Had a good weekend.
What you do this weekend?
Man, it was my birthday on Saturday.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. So I had a nice big barbecue in the backyard. Had a buddy that brought me a joint that was 1.5 feet long.
Was it Cheech or Chong? Which friend was it?
It was one of them. But and then my wife bought me this big ass jug of Christian Crown Royal.
Good man, good woman. That's a beautiful bottle.
Were you gonna say Christian Brothers?
Almost.
He was about to say Christian Brothers. That's what
because,
he was about to say.
See, I never bought a half-gallon of Crown Royal. I always bought a half-gallon of Christian Brothers when I was younger.
Man, somebody gave me a they didn't have Crown, and like they gave me this other stuff. Man, it was fantastic. I got to find out what it was. I know what it. I know who I can ask and find out what it was. But it was great, man. Well, it sounds like you had a great weekend, man.
Oh yeah, man, it was a blast.
I did too, man. I had a great weekend as well. Because the Rocket Mortgage Classic PGA tournament was here in Detroit this past weekend. And I had ground passes Saturday. So me and Evan, my son Evan, we went down there, man. We had a blast. We walked that whole course. I mean, when I tell you I walked all day, we didn't plan on being there that late. It was like, yeah, we'd be there. We, walk around, check it out, see what it is. We maybe be out there 3, maybe 4 hours at the most. And then we out. We got there at 10 o'clock in the morning. We left at 6.
Damn.
Yeah, we were all day and we walked it, baby. We were actually going to leave. We were almost bailed out, but the hole that had the livest crowd was 16 on Saturday. 16 had the audience. They had been drinking. You could tell they've been drinking. They was pumped. It was fire at 16 all day, and these guys. We were about to leave. And these guys walked up to us and said, "Hey, man, you want some bands? We got some bands. We can get them off. You can go to the thing." And I was like, "Right here, 16?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." So they got us up into the canopy at 16. So we watched them. We was like, you know what? We'll just stay until the last group come through because we wanted to see Tony Finau, who eventually won, ironically. We wanted to see him, and we watched everybody that came to 16 until Finau and them left. And everybody followed him to 17, and we rolled up out of there. And then Sunday, brought my brother with me, and we were in the Cadillac suite, perched up on the 18th hole.
Damn.
We just chilled there all day. Free food, free drinks, and we just chilled there. and watched the 18th hole all day.
Damn.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was. I had a blast, man. It was a very good weekend, very unique experience for me, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it immensely.
That's true.
I feel that.
Yes, sir.
Shit, I ain't do nothing much. Hung out with Kim's sister and Kim's sister's husband all weekend. Kids played in the
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
I
At the farmers market in Minneapolis.
went to the farmers market in Minneapolis. Hit that bad boy up, and then
Now, now, mind you, it's my birthday, and he's a mile and a half away from my house.
at 7 in the morning, bro.
He, he was a mile. I was up. I was up. A mile and a
Ooh,
half away, and he didn't stop by.
ooh, that's hard.
But yeah,
Oh,
no,
that's rough. That's rough. You
You
know
should
what?
have knew
I
I was
deserve.
gonna give you shit about that.
Oh, he deserved it.
I do. But
Give it to him. You
yeah,
deserve it.
man, I made about I want to say probably about 6 pounds of beef ribs on the grill that night,
Man,
and
fuck that. I made 40 pounds of chicken.
shit, I'm good with it. I was just happy. It's been such a long time since I've got to grill some beef ribs, let alone cook any beef ribs.
Oh, now, wait, hold on now, cause the problem I always had with beef ribs, there's no goddamn meat on them.
What?
All the beef ribs I've ever got
Okay,
is all fat,
you got that
Candy,
all
from the
fat and
store.
gristle.
We got
candy,
this. They got this straight from the goddamn farm. They know the people that raise the cows and kill the cows and process the cow's meat.
Yeah.
So there is no fat on them ribs.
Now, I just want to say this. At 7 o'clock in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
if I am right outside New Orleans
Mm-hmm.
on June 24th, that nigga got to wake up. I'm coming to bang on my brother's door. I'm
No.
coming to bang on my brother's door, dog. You got to wake up. I'm beating like the police in that bitch. Bam, 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 bam. Wake up, motherfucker. Happy birthday, bitch.
Nah, I was just giving him some
Yeah,
shit.
he got you. He got you on that one. He got you on that one, Wayz.
He does. I ain't gonna sit here and act like he did
Damn.
it. But yeah, all around it was
Uh,
a good weekend.
Oh
we
yeah.
didn't do this, man.
Oh yeah, got that fire.
I ain't got. I ran out. Oh, my bad. Hold
Uh,
up. There
Kim
you
got
go.
me my weakness. She got me that Jackie Jack, and he's a good friend of mine that I prefer to leave in the past.
Yeah, I drank. I closed out my bottle of Crown Saturday night. There's a story behind it. So
Yeah.
when I got home from the golf thing Saturday, I've been walking all day and I've been home. And the weather was beautiful, and so we decided, me and my brother decided to go out and do a bonfire real quick. So we
Mm-hmm.
fired up the fire pit. I'm gonna chop some wood, fire up the fire pit, and we was out there chilling, right? And I drank. That's where I poured the rest of my Crown.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
The story don't end there. So we sitting there chilling, music going, fire blazing. And then it happened.
Oh,
Like crazy. Gang of shots.
God damn.
Jumped on our bikes and rode around there. Some motherfuckers sitting in the park car. It was a block party. I don't know how it started. I don't know if it started at the block party, but this happened in the vicinity of the block party.
Right.
And that was going all that day. Anyway, my shit just fell. And time for a new chair, I guess. Um, yeah, and somebody was sitting in the parked car there, and they got lit the fuck up.
Damn.
There was shell casings everywhere in the street.
damn.
on the front side and the back side of that car. So they was tearing it up.
That was targeted.
Oh
They was
yeah.
tearing it up. Yeah, so yeah, that when that happened, that's when I finished my crown.
That would have made me finish it too.
Yeah.
So
Er,
anyway, let's
there,
get on with the set, man. What's happening?
yes. All right. So first up, we gotta address some news that we gotta get the more somber news out of the way here. Get it just done right away. And that is regarding the death of Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bill. Of course, one of the greatest of all time. We got more rings than everybody. People start talking about the GOAT and start counting rings, but they always tend to forget.
Yeah.
This nigga got
Uh, I
he
heard
got rings. He got more rings than Jordan and LeBron combined.
right.
Let's go there. Let's
uh,
go there.
I learned an interesting fact about him earlier today. That he was the first black head coach in a professional sport in the U.S.
He was a player coach. He was a coach while he was still a player.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where does that? Where they do that?
Right. Oh,
Literally,
baseball.
he was.
Baseball did it a lot.
Yeah, he's literally the coach of the team, and while he was still playing. Um, yeah, he's. I saw a video of him yesterday. Somebody saw. I had never seen it, and he was coming down on the fast break, and he jumped like from the free throw line, and jumped over somebody and laid it up. It was now nowadays he was looking for him to dunk, like, oh, he gonna
Right.
dance, slam it, but instead of dunking, it was a layup because it was the old days, but still was amazing to see him jump over that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a great player, man. Of course, before all of our time, for the most part, but we know who he is because of what was able to accomplish.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Rest and power to him, and prayers going out to the fam.
Absolutely. All
Um.
right. Well, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We did also lose another icon in the black community. Uh. What was her name? Nichelle. She played Lieutenant O'Hara on Star Trek.
I did
Nichelle
see that.
Nichols. Nichelle Nichols.
Yeah, I
Mm.
did see that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. She
yeah.
also passed.
Yep, I saw that. I think it was Saturday. I want to say.
No, it was the
I
same day.
wasn't a, I
Was it the
wasn't
same?
a Trekkie, but I do appreciate what she was able to accomplish there, and being one of the first black women in such a iconic television
Show.
series.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm good with that one.
All right. So now back to our bread and butter of the show.
Back to the 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 bread in the butter.
We got a couple big time NFL news. We're going to touch on one that's very close to one of our hosts or co-hosts' hearts. Debo Samuel has received a 3-year extension for $73.5 million. I think it's a guaranteed of $58 million.
Won't he do it?
Now, a little interesting
Oh,
tidbit about this.
should I shit on this parade?
If you want to shit on his parade, shit on his parade. That's between y'all and the
Uh,
Lord.
Jimmy G has had his last practice with the 49ers, according to Kyle Shanahan.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I'm ready. I'm ready. Shanahan and I talked on the phone last week, and he had full confidence in Trey. He said, "Look, man, it is what you wait till you see this, dude. I'm telling you, you ain't ready. They ain't ready, and I ain't letting the cat out the bag. But we about to do this. So Jimmy G know he out. Everybody know it's time. Everybody, everybody's on board. So yo, get on board." So I said, "All right, I'm
All
on
right.
board."
It took 3 weeks, but now he finally agrees with me that Trey Lance is going to be the starting quarterback for the 49ers.
I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Shanahan gave him his vote of confidence. I'm with him. We had a talk.
I'll be honest though, I don't think Trey Lance is going to be all that bad. I really don't. I think he's going to be a lot better than what a lot of us are giving him credit for, including myself.
Yeah, boy. Still a rookie. Still a rookie.
Oh no.
No, he's not. He's not a rookie.
Technically, he's not.
No, he's not a rookie. He's going to be a first-year starter, but not a rookie. There is a difference.
Very much a difference.
He played some football last year.
Mm-hmm.
He did play some football last year, and he's had time, and he's not Kyler. Kyler's problem is not his problem. We'll get back to Kyler, but
yeah,
he's known for being a film rat.
Yes,
that's what he's known for. He's a film rat. He watches film like he's like the greats, like Peyton Manning and them. He's a film rat. So if he's got some football under his belt, and he's played some, and he's been studying film, he might be more ready than you think.
Oh yeah,
and I tend to believe that he is, because remember, Patrick Mahomes was a first-year starter at one point.
Yeah.
You look at him now.
Rocked out. There's a difference between a rookie and a first-year starter.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Ain't the same.
No.
Ain't the same.
No. Now, back on the topic of Debo, though. A.J. Brown had a pretty interesting comment that I didn't even think of until I actually saw the news article. And as he said that basically all four of us got the same contract, talking about him, Debo, Terry McLaurin, and DK Metcalf.
Then that's a bargain for the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If he's in the company of those guys, that's an absolute bargain.
Yeah.
Because none of them got top dollar.
Mm-mm. They didn't get Devontae money.
No, they got money. They got like middle of the road money. As far as receivers are concerned.
Pay some bills though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shit, it's more money than I got.
They didn't get future legend money, but they definitely got star player money.
Yeah.
Did you get a lottery ticket for that billion?
Nah.
Nope.
Did anybody win?
One person won in Illinois.
One person won. And two people in Minnesota won $1 million.
So that motherfucker won that whole billion.
Yep.
By itself. Just me.
After taxes, though?
He only gonna get like $750 of it though.
Yeah.
You say that like
option.
You say only like that's chump change.
Exactly. Do you see what he said? He only gonna get $750 million.
Are you kidding me?
Well, he's supposed to be a billionaire.
I win $5 million. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna invest $2 million of that, so I can have $10 billion by the end of next year.
Yeah,
I'll go. You know what? If I win $5 billion, you know what's gonna happen? I'm a party like it's 1999. Blow that shit in about 2 weeks.
What the hell? What the hell can you buy to blow that kind of money in 2 weeks?
I ain't gonna lie. I told Sarah if we got the tickets and I won, first thing I'm doing, I'm buying me a radio station.
Man, I'm investing that money fast as hell.
Yeah,
I'm blowing all that shit. I'm hanging. I'm about to have a blast.
I'm too greedy.
Everybody, look, I'm throwing gummies into the crowd.
I'm too greedy. $750? Oh yeah, I definitely want to be a billionaire by next year.
Throwing gummies.
Gummies.
Hey, you would have loved it here on Saturday. I had a buddy that brought like 5-10 packs of gummies and just set them on the table.
Man, I'm one and out, man. I don't do all of that. I ain't no junkie on them. I'm just a gummy kid. I didn't pop one Saturday at the golf thing, but I did pop one when I went Sunday because I knew who I was with. So instead of when I was with my son, I didn't want to be out there gummied out even
Right.
though I would have been okay because I walked so much, I would have walked it right out of my system in short time. But I still was like rather been level headed. But when I was with my brother, fuck it, we chilling,
Yeah.
Right.
we good. Now today I'm a pop a gum in, see how it make me feel.
All right, so we got some really, really big news coming out of the NFL this morning. Deshaun Watson has received a 6 game suspension. The Browns and the NFLPA already said they're going to stand by that decision. They challenged the NFL to do the same, but they still have 3 days to go ahead and decide whether or not they're going to stand by it. What do you guys think?
I think the NFL is going to interfere. So they can appeal because they let that judge make that decision. And the judge hit him with 6 games, which I'm sure Deshaun Watson's camp is like, deal.
Hmm.
And I get it. And I really, I mean, I hope he that's all he gets. I don't want
Right.
him to get more. I want the brother to play. I wish the best for him. Um, I've expressed my feelings when it first happened that I thought this was some Houston shit. I still I still stand by that to an extent. Um, yeah, it's hard to not think there was something going on because it's too much smoke. There's got to be some fire, but I would rather see him play, and I think 6 games is going to be. I think it's sufficient,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um, I do fear that the NFL is going to interfere. It depends on the pressure they get from outside. If they are not getting flooded and get too much pressure from the outside where they feel like it affects the shield, they're going to let it stand.
Yeah.
But if somebody raised enough hell, they're going to take a stand.
I find this as a sad commentary on America.
Expand on that.
A man can have 29 credible counts of sexual assault against him and be president, but a man can't have 24 sexual assault counts just labeled against him. Not even credible.
The accusations.
I'm not gonna say not credible, but not proven or not. You know, and he can't play football, according to a lot of people in America.
Well,
That's that's, that's
we,
fucked up.
we know the real reason behind that, but we're not gonna get on that subject tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go. I'm thinking. I think on the surface, I get what you're saying, Joe, but I'm thinking. I'm even seeing that a little deeper than just quote unquote race. I'm seeing it specific to this one person he's pointing out,
Mhm.
um, and I don't want to go there.
But I know you don't want to
I
go
hear
down there.
you. No, I hear
It's
you. I hear your
fucked up.
point, but I'm not going there. We're not. I'm not going to the Trump
Right.
conversation. We're not going there. I'm not doing it.
Now,
You follow?
I will say this about it. When it comes to the NFL and they're gonna appeal. That there's no doubt in my mind that they're gonna appeal. Uh, and the only thing I'm not happy about with that appeal is it comes down to a guy who, within any court of law, is not qualified whatsoever to make that decision. Is going to be the one to make that decision, and Roger Goodell. Uh, in the end, though, I pressure, no pressure. I don't see him getting any more than 10 games. As a suspension, he's not going to catch a fine. I don't see that happening at all. But at most, Roger will probably go as a 10 game suspension.
10, I think, would pacify everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. That sounds like the number. I think is. I want it to stand.
Yeah,
Big
Stand at
Ed, what you
six.
thinking? Big Ed, you think? What are you thinking?
No, it should stand at six.
I
And
agree.
I
if it
agree.
does change, there better be some repercussions for some other people.
Well, it's not even just that.
It has been. It has been, and every case is different. Every case has got to be unique. You got to remember what really complicates this for Roger Goodell is Ray Rice.
Yeah,
They gave Ray Rice 2 games because before all of the cameras, all of the we don't know what people was getting away with. We don't we don't even know, right? But with Ray Rice, they gave Ray Rice 2 games, and then the video came out, and he does not want that kind of situation again.
no,
You know what I'm saying? That's what makes it complicated for him. He has to complicate it. But I mean, at the same time, you gotta have more than what you got.
exactly. Now here's why I think the 6 games is more than enough. Really, uh, because of this whole situation, he's already missed an entire season. So to punish him another season is really kind of
Way too
overkill.
much. I agree.
Yeah,
Um, and then on top of that, if you want to add in comparisons, where the real pressure comes on Roger Goodell is not the Ray Rice situation,
Robert Kraft.
but Robert Kraft. Because unlike Deshaun Watson, Robert Kraft was found guilty, was found to be in the wrong in the court of law. Whereas to Deshaun Watson, through 2 grand juries, was not.
Didn't even have charges.
Yeah, that is the other side of his pickle right there. And I don't mean that sexually, you faggots. Uh uh but I mean that's the other side. So that's his dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
He's stuck in the middle of that
Yeah,
because you got one thing that you don't want to have burn you. You got another thing that don't want to have burn you, and they both play different roles in the decision of Deshaun Watson.
mm-hmm. Exactly. So Roger Goodell is in a really terrible situation right now if he appeals. Whether, no matter what, that's just the bottom line.
I think you're
But
gonna
see,
shut up. I think you're gonna shut up and stand by what's already on the table.
That's his
yeah,
best bet.
I think he actually loses on appeal because an actual judge looked at all the evidence in the case.
But he
No, he
can't
will not
lose.
lose on it. He won't. No, he won't lose on appeal.
He gets final say
Because
on appeal.
exactly, it's not up to the judge. It's up to him.
Yeah,
The appeal ruling is up to Roger Goodell.
Okay.
because with
So
the judge
this
is
is not the law, sir. This is the NFL.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
the judges for these situations are not current practicing judges. These are retired judges,
yeah,
so they do not have legal precedence over the whole situation.
he did not bring. He brought that in to say, okay, so let's have a third party make the decision instead of me because I still have final say, but I'm going to let a judge rule over it just so y'all can see what y'all think is fair. What's fair,
Yeah,
right? And so that's what this was. So if he decides he doesn't agree with that, well, now it comes back down to what it really is his decision. So, I think he's going to sit tight. I think he's going to sit tight and let what sat on the
Yeah.
table sit on the table because that would make it not his decision.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
now here's my final question on this subject. If the 6 game suspension sticks, will the Browns be in the playoffs this year?
Um, I'm going to say no because the AFC is extremely tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
And
have they have a chance.
I don't think they do have a chance. Everybody has a chance. Is we're just starting, so everybody has a
Right.
chance. But I think um they can come out fairly clean over the first 6 games.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to. I don't think he's going to be coming into a bad situation. He hasn't played football in a while.
That's where I'm getting nervous at.
He hasn't played in a while, and um, I don't know, man. It could work either way. It could be that
Right.
they don't have tape on him,
No.
recent tape on him, and all of a sudden he burned them, or it could be
He could have
he
rust.
ain't got no new tricks.
Well, here's the thing, though, is he has been practicing with the Browns this entire offseason,
Well, absolutely.
during OTAs and everything.
Yeah.
And just from, at least from what I've personally seen, he
And
looks really fucking dangerous. I'm not gonna lie
that's
to you.
actually
Well, of course he is.
that's actually another good thing about him only getting a 6 game suspension. Because if he would have been suspended for 12 games or for the year, he couldn't even practice with the team.
But oh, that's strong. That's strong. And you know what else though? What I thought you was about to say, but you just made a better point than what I was thinking. But another thing is that's less than half the season.
Yep.
You can be two
He
and
can.
four
They,
and
they
still
can
make the
end up.
playoff.
They can end up 10-6.
Easy.
You could, yeah, potentially.
I
So
what do
I
you?
think I just don't know. The AFC is just so damn tough.
It is extremely tough
Will
right now.
10-6 make the playoffs?
That's the question.
Well, here's the thing: the Browns. A lot of people are saying that the Browns has the easiest first 6 games of the season, of the regular season.
True.
Um, I personally, I've always been a Jacoby Brissett fan. I always, I see a special talent in him, not necessarily on the level of like Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes or anything like that, but there's a certain talent with him where I can see for those 6 games he could easily make the Browns go 4-2, leaving Deshaun Watson with a beautiful position to take the Browns to the playoffs.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, 10 and
Yeah,
6
I
is
could.
very realistic.
I mean, I'm really on the fence because I think that's where they'll be. I think that they will be on the cusp of making the playoffs, and it's going to be extremely possible, but extremely hard
Oh yeah.
because I think there's going to be more than a couple teams in the position in that bubble to make the playoffs.
Hmm.
They're gonna come down to that coveted, not coveted,
17th game.
that 17th game that we are so
Yeah,
excited
that
for, week
17th game
17
is going to
for,
be special.
with these
Watch.
new rules, man. That shit is
Cleveland,
exciting.
and you know what? If Cleveland's 17th game is the decider, they're going to the playoffs. I'll put it
Hmm.
that way. If
Yeah.
it comes down to their 17th game, if they win, they're in. They're going to win. They are in.
Yes,
I'm
I
going
can
to say,
agree.
and that I'll say. Uh,
Now,
let's take a short break, man.
yes.
Hold on, I gotta resituate.
Okay.
Yo, this is the showdown, yo. Be right back. Yo. Man, I have no idea what the fuck that was. That's some old drum and bass shit.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That was like a really cheesy ass 1980s fucking horror movie.
I was confused for a second. I just asked my wife, "What the fuck kind of beat
What
is
is
this?"
this?
I ain't gonna lie. When it kicked up though, I kind of was digging it. So I can't say
You know who that
shit.
remind me of? Big Ed, you can appreciate this. I don't think anybody else listening can appreciate this. But that reminded me of Jailbait.
Of who?
Jailbait. Remember Jailbait? Was you there
Oh
when
yeah,
Jailbait was there?
I remember jailbait.
Yeah. So it was this young lady that worked at the radio station. When I say young, she was like 16, 7, something like that.
Yep, we all
She,
had those people we worked with.
and she was fine. And so Latone nicknamed her Jailbait.
Just
And
to
it
remind
stuck.
himself.
and it stuck. So that was her name for that was her radio name, Jailbait.
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Yeah, she was real fun. She was real cool, but she was into that drum and beat kind of music, drum and bass shit. She was into that.
See, I almost thought you was gonna say Rudy V for a minute.
She used to hang with Rudy V a lot.
Yep.
That was her homie. So she used to
Yep.
do the Rudy V show a lot on the weekends. That's where she ended up doing for the most part. Actually, that's really where she fell into her zone with Rudy V. Because that's what Rudy V played. That kind of shit.
All right, so fellas, I hate to add a little random surprise on you guys here, but while I was waiting for you to get home here, OG, I came up with this idea. Not even it's not an idea. I came up with this thought that maybe since this Thursday is the official beginning to the NFL playing season, let's go ahead and cover this Hall of Fame game between the Jags and the Raiders.
Okay. The Jags and the Ravens, you said?
Raiders.
Oh, Jags and the Raiders. Okay. It's gonna be interesting.
What are some
Uh,
of the things you're most looking for as a fantasy player?
I want to see I want to see Devontae Adams with Derek Carr. Um, I want to see. I'm actually more me. No comment. Go ahead.
I want to see if Allen Robinson's actually worth all the hype in Jacksonville and in Chicago. Your excuse was you never had a quarterback. Now you got a quarterback. Let's see what you can do for real.
Allen Robertson's with the Raiders.
No, he's with the Rams.
He ain't playing this week.
Oh, you said this week.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame game this week.
Oh shit,
Boy,
my
if that
bad.
wasn't a big head take for you, I'm telling you.
I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Allen Robinson don't play for them teams.
My bad. I had somebody dropping off
He's-
drinks for tomorrow
And he's
night.
serious as a heart attack too. He gone with it, and he said something too. He was finished. He was done.
Well, that's because I didn't see the Hall of Fame game on the Showdown list that he sent us.
I know. I was saying I hate to bring up a surprise on y'all.
There was a whole little story behind it, but it's the Jags and the Raiders.
What are you looking
Jags.
for the most in this? As a fantasy commissioner, what do you look for the most in this game?
Nothing really in the preseason where everybody's only all the players that you're actually looking for are only going to play one series at the most.
That one series can mean a lot more than anyone else could think. They can look great in OTAs and in training camp,
How
but
many
with full pads against another team going full speed, I don't know.
how many times have you seen in the first series somebody go down the field, just light it up down the field?
Adrian Peterson.
How many other times? Because okay, Adrian Peterson, ooh, yeah, Adrian Peterson's gonna run through everybody.
Hold up. Hold up.
Shit, Tom Brady even has 4 and outs damn near every year on his first drive.
No, no, the mic has been dropped, sir. Next time.
But no, I'm saying like, what are you looking for? Not even just your starting players, because of course, yeah, you got your starters, your big names, but you also got a lot of people that you're looking for your sleepers, for your late round picks.
And that's what I'm not talking about.
I'm looking at who's going to be a sleeper, but shit, I don't know who the fucking sleepers are right
I'm
now.
saying like, what attributes, what perspectives are you looking for? Not the player. We don't want to give that information to those who we're going to be facing later on this
Okay.
fantasy season. You know, so like, what are you looking for in a player?
Look, man.
In a player, I'm looking for heart. You know, in players that play in preseason, I'm looking to see if they know what they're doing. First of all, second, they gotta have some type of heart. You play through every whistle. I mean, shit. Just like Joe, as a coach in Pop Warner football, you tell the kids all the time, play through the whistle. The kids
Mm-hmm.
that play through the whistle are the ones that are gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
If you give 100% every time you're on their field, you're gonna play. So that's what I'm looking for. Players that are giving 110% every down, every time they're on the field.
I got a question.
Okay.
What are we talking about? Practice?
That's what preseason is. You ask questions about preseason, you gonna get preseason answers.
All right. So here's the thing. All right. So this is kind of answers I'm looking for here. What I'm looking for in this game, this specific game, the Hall of Fame game, isn't really like the Devontae Adams, Travis Etienne, which is a lot of fantasy players are looking for. I want to know who are those players that are on the cutting roster that are potentially going to get cut after this game. They're going to make some strides that could potentially become number twos or number threes down the line. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we got that shit out the way because that went shitty.
Yeah. I told you, man. I'm not having that conversation.
That was a shitty question.
Let's
I'm
get
not-
into the fantasy talk.
I'm not talking no strategy.
First thing we're going to talk about with fantasy talk is a lot of fantasy football commissioners thirst for a fantasy draft. Not the fact that there you have the thirst to win, but the thirst to just draft.
Yeah. Drafting is fun.
I can't
manager.
wait.
I've got a friend who is wants to draft.
Mm-hmm.
He can't, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
We got about 5 drafts coming. I got 5 drafts coming up. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Me too. I know one thing, man. I gotta take a piss.
All right.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's take us a quick break. When we come back, we'll go back over this subject.
All right, you listen to the Showdown. We'll be right back.
This is a Slick Beats production. www.slickbeats.com.
Yo, and we are back. We are back. We are back. I feel relieved. All of that barley pop I've been drinking, and we're back, but Wayz ain't back yet, or he ain't got us back up there. Oh, there he come. Here he come. Here he come.
My bad. I had to sit here and convince myself not to eat the goddamn stuffing I made earlier.
Okay. All right. All
And
right.
it ain't Thanksgiving.
Hey, man, don't judge me. Okay? I eat stuffing year round. I don't care about those damn holidays.
So what do y'all think about? We mentioned him earlier, but he was back in the news later. They took that clause out of his contract.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. And he came out and he said, "Y'all think I don't silly? Y'all tripping? You know, I ain't get here just like nothing." What's your thoughts?
I could start it off if you look. Okay,
Never.
it's too late. You don't bust someone's head and then say, "Let's take the stitches out. You'll be fine," and nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? So all Arizona's doing is trying to play damage control
Yep.
and making themselves look less like they don't believe in the quarterback. They just spend all that money on. That's all that looks like to me.
It's like they opened up a gashing wound to the media. They opened up a gashing wound, put a band-aid over it, thought that was gonna fix it, and now took the band-aid off. That's what it is to me.
Okay. Um. Yeah, I think.
But he is a damn good player.
Well, he's a damn good player. I
Yeah.
mean, he really is. And we were all wrong, but it bites a hole in Big Ed's argument more than ours, or more than mine, I should say. But because all Big I kept hearing him say was, after 2 years, I got to have at least 3 years. Well, we were all wrong. It's been 3 years.
But he's still 500 over 3 years.
But it's
That
been
was the
3
biggest
years.
part of that was the biggest part of my argument.
But
though,
he's
though,
got
is
his statistics have improved every year, even though he lost his best receiver. His statistics he got statistically better every single season.
Yeah.
He's been
And
consistent with that.
so
All you gotta do is get him up. If for some reason their game falls off at halftime, at the end of the second half of the season, that's all. If that's all I gotta fix, I take that.
right.
I
And
take that challenge and put that on my coaching. I'll take that challenge, put it on my coaching, put it on my player, put it in their face. This is it. This is your challenge. Fix this,
mhm.
and we good. I'm not gonna start over.
right.
And to
That's
start
the
some
thing.
shit with Big Ed here, because you mentioned him being 500. He is not 500.
Oh,
He is on a team that since he's been on it has been 500. He doesn't play middle linebacker. He has no role in motivating and keeping that defense to do their job. So he cannot be put in responsibility for any points scored against his team. Therefore, he is not 500. His team is 500.
Hold on. Let me pull this up.
oh,
OG sent me something the other day,
yep.
and his stats say he's right around hovering, and all of his stats right around 500.
I'm
What
trying
do
to
you
figure
mean?
out.
What do you mean he's hovering 500?
Yeah.
I don't understand. In
His
regards to
stats are. Okay, never mind. Let me take that back.
oh, okay,
Let me
okay.
take that back.
Because Kyler Murray in his
14
own right.
points. He's 14 points above 500. So he's 64%.
What are you talking about?
Like
Wins
his
and
completion
losses?
percentage, 24 and 10 one year in for
What? No,
touchdown
don't just say 14 points ahead. Say what it is. You're saying 64% completion percentage. That's not bad.
That's
Yeah.
significant, especially since he hasn't had his
That's pretty.
top
That's
receiver.
pretty damn good.
Yeah. But like one year he went 26 and 12. That's 50% on touchdown to interceptions.
It's not 50%. 12
Pretty
times.
much to me.
Okay.
24 and 10 one year, 26 and 12 the next.
26 and 12. What year was that?
26 and 12 was 2020.
So his rookie year. No, not his rookie year.
It was
Sorry.
the second year.
Yeah.
2021 he went
How
24
many
and
yards?
10.
24 and 10. Right. Right. You got a
2000.
quarterback starting in this league right now, making a lot of money, who made a huge contract, who threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't give me
Exactly.
26 and 12 as being bad. That's not 50%, bro.
Yeah. Here's the
That's
thing.
almost half. That's almost double the interceptions and touchdowns. That's what that is. That's not half. That's double.
Yeah, he's. That's why I haven't seen a single analyst try to break down his stats as the reason as to why he had that clause. Because every analyst can easily agree that he's one of the top 10 receiver or quarterbacks in the league right now. And it's just because of his efficiency until, after week 10. But that's not going to called into question right now.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what the question is to me. It's just how do we figure? I'm telling you, the challenge is it's real simple. We're gonna pay the man because he's got the potential.
Hmm.
The challenge is get the potential out of him. Do it for a full season and watch that 3,700 turn into 5,000. Think about it. If he's only had a good season for half the year and still dropped 3,700 over 3,700 yards every season,
Hmm.
where does he get to when you clean up that second half?
But at the same time, when do we call into question the offensive coordinator's decision making in these situations?
I mean,
Because
if
you
I'm up here, I'm talking to the coaches. Fix it.
absolutely, because and as a younger player, he still doesn't have that leeway.
He still got to make some changes. I mean, there's no doubt about that. He's got some work to do too. There's something he's not doing, and it just might be studying. They let the cat out the bag, pretty much. Shit.
Sorry, I got so distracted. My daughter just walked by me singing some song she just made up in her head as she was walking by. It really threw me the hell off.
Nice, nice. What Big Ed? What are you up to over there, man? You was looking for something, so go ahead.
I want to see because I have
Even,
a feeling he's comparing stats, and I want to know.
Uh,
talk to me, man. What?
Just tell us what you're doing. Don't gotta
Okay,
think about it.
never
We ain't
mind.
gonna. I ain't gonna dog you.
2000, 2014, right? 2014.
Uh-huh.
Bears didn't do shit, right?
What?
Bears
Come
didn't
on,
do a
talk
damn
to
thing.
us, man. I don't know. You're the one that's doing the research. I'm listening. Just talk. Stop pausing for effect. I don't know.
Jay Cutler had 18 interceptions, 28 touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
3,812 yards.
Okay.
Pretty
And
comparable to Kyler Murray's best season.
Which was last
all
season.
three of his seasons, pretty much. He's been consistent though.
Is
He's been
Jay Cutler
consistent.
worth $230 million?
If he was in the game today, the Bears would pay it to him.
No, they wouldn't.
Here's the
You
thing.
work whatever you get. You work
No, they
whatever you
wouldn't.
pay. You can say that, but you
You-
don't know that. If that was all they had, but they got to pay him after a season like that. If he was consistent with that season for the last 3 seasons with those numbers for the last 3 seasons in a row, and he was on the table saying today's numbers, the way they're throwing money today, not judging him on how they were paying people then, and your choice is to pay him the money or start over. They would pay that money. You
I
are
got
worth
I got a
whatever
better one.
you are worth whatever someone is willing to pay for you.
Here's the
Period.
thing.
Point blank.
You bring up Jay Cutler's stats from that year. Bring up Kyler Murray's full stats from this year. Both their full stats. Or that season, that best season of Kyler Murray's. What's the rushing yards total? What's the rushing touchdowns total in between the two? Kyler Murray's more than just a passer. He knows how to get out of that pocket and get up.
And see, that's one thing that Jay Cutler also did, though. He could get out of the pocket. But when you got him doing 7-step drops.
So he can run. He was
Okay.
fast as Kyler Murray. Is what you're saying?
No, I didn't say he was as fast
Oh,
as
okay.
Kyler Murray.
All right.
Let's see, 2018. Mitch Trubisky.
Wait. What happened to Jay Cutler?
400 yards. 400. Okay, 2015 Jay Cutler, 3,659 yards, 11 interceptions, 21 touchdowns.
Going backwards. Kyler didn't go back. Kyler ain't going backwards.
I'm saying rushing.
Kyler ain't
Rushing.
going backwards.
What's the rushing stats?
No, but Kyler's numbers ain't going backwards, is what I'm saying. He went from 38 something and 26 touchdowns to 3,600 and 21 touchdowns. He's going backwards. He's going backwards. There's a big difference.
I would never ever. Okay,
That ain't.
And I'm not
That
going
ain't
to say
even-
Jay Cutler wasn't a bad. Jay Cutler in that time he wasn't great. But he wasn't a bad quarterback. That's why they
No.
kept him so long.
he made bad decisions every now and then, but he wasn't the
But he
bad.
wasn't
They had to pay him what top money was at the time. They
He
paid him.
wasn't worth $230 million.
They paid him. Paid him what people were paying then, though.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was making it then.
No,
Nobody was, but he was making what everybody else was making. He wasn't cheap.
No, he wasn't.
Not for that time of the market. And in this time of the market, it would be the same. It would be comparable. You just
exactly.
have to push the income up. That's where the contracts are, baby. That's where they at.
Yeah, no.
Wait till you see what Justin Herbert get. Wait,
Man, I'm
man.
saying,
wait for that. Wait
Oh,
for that.
man.
Watch what happens.
because if that's what Kyler Murray's getting, imagine what Lamar Jackson's going to get. Imagine what fucking Patrick Mahomes actually worth, even though he's pulling a Tom Brady and taking a hit on his extension to be able to get a better team.
He took a huge contract, so he's all right. And he bought into a baseball team. You know, see, there's a difference. When people talk about when he mentioned that Tom Brady stuff, is he gonna do like Tom Brady and take a cut? No. Well, Tom Brady had the luxury of a wife that was making 3 times as much as him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably 6 times as much as him. She was making $300 million a year and shit like that. So he had the luxury to say, "I'll take the pay cut."
You know what Kyler Murray's girl's making?
My wife got $300 million.
Look, you know what Kyler Murray's girl's making? A tenth of what he's making,
Tacos.
unless she gets an
She's making
OnlyFans
tacos.
account.
She's making tacos on Tuesday.
Oh, she could sell those tacos on Tuesday on OnlyFans and make a lot more than Kyler.
I'm just saying that's something you got to take into account when you talk about people cutting their money. Fuck that, man. Figure it out. You get paid to figure it out.
Right.
A lot of people getting the money. I ain't the only one.
Yeah.
I ain't the only one.
In the end, I will say this. The Arizona Cardinals already did the damage to their reputation
I agree.
and to
And-
Kyler Murray's reputation.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But Kyler Murray is absolutely, in my personal opinion, worth the money that he got. I would pay him in a heartbeat to come to Minnesota, make that much money with the talent we have on our roster.
See, you already paid Kirk Cousins damn near that much money.
Exactly.
What? We paid him a fourth of that much money.
But at the time, that was the biggest contract in football. You know,
That was.
numbers are
Yeah,
going
that
up.
motherfucker $84 million to do nothing.
And we've been in the playoffs ever since.
Lying.
Oh, just look it up. You're on Google already.
Oh, snap. Oh, that is hilarious. He called him. He said, "You already on Google. Look it up."
Look, he's looking it up too.
He looking it up.
But no lie. Can you imagine Kyler Murray Kyler Murray coming over to Minnesota, or Kyler Murray going over to San
went
Fran?
to the playoffs. In 4 seasons with Cousins, the Vikings have made the playoffs once.
That's a lie. Oh yeah, they have. No,
Once. In 4 years with Kirk Cousins, they made the playoffs once, and they paying this motherfucker $84 million. Fuck Kirk Cousins.
okay. Now only if the Bears would take that $84 million we pay Kirk Cousins and put it towards their offensive line. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you must not have been paying attention.
To what? You guys got a goddamn JV high school offensive line playing for you guys right now.
Okay. See, he don't pay attention to the Bears because they're in the NFC North, and he feels he don't need to.
Oh, I pay more attention to the NFC North than anywhere else.
But they have actually beefed up their offensive line.
Just because they're fatter doesn't mean they're better.
No, they've actually brought in a couple, and actually they've actually brought in an ex-Viking.
And who?
One of the Vikings were really high on at one point, Riley Reef.
Oh, you mean the guy who kept getting injured and letting blacks go and getting our quarterback sacked? That Riley Reef.
At one point.
Whoa. That's his career. That's his career.
But if at the time you would have listened to Vikings radio, everybody from Paul Allen to Ben Lieber to everybody else was all high and mighty on Ben Lieber. I mean on Riley Reef.
Yeah, but me not. I'm not. Because I pay attention to a player's talent coming from a coach's perspective. All right. Let's get off of this before this ends up becoming. We had Detroit in here. We ain't going to add Green Bay because none of us like the motherfuckers.
And fuck Green Bay.
Yeah, fuck the Packers.
All right, so we're short on time. So I'm going to skip the flaws on drafting early. We all know there's a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
What are you guys' views on IDP leagues?
I love IDP. That's one of my specialties, and I love it for a reason. I have a great strategy. I've been sticking to it for a long time, and it works for me. And that's all. IDP, for those that don't know what it means, is independent defensive players.
Yep. I've only played in one IDP league, and I did decent my first year. I'm looking to see, because it was a dynasty league, I'm looking at the dynasty league.
To be specific,
to see how it goes forward. So, but yeah, that was my first IDP league I've ever been in, and like I said, I did good my first year. We'll see how it goes.
I have to agree, Big Ed. The Dynasty League is the first time I actually participated in a IDP league, and it put me in a position where I have to pay attention to the whole game as a whole again, renewing my love of the sport. You know, I already love the sport, but that reinvigorated it. Being forced into a position of having to pay attention to your D linemen, your linebackers, your defensive backs, whether they're cornerbacks or safeties, that enhanced my love for fantasy, but it also made me really have to pay attention to the entirety of the game. I can't just sit there, fall asleep on the couch. I have to pay attention to everything because I don't know if my player's on that field or not.
I feel you, man, and I think that's a great place for us to wrap up, man. This is the Showdown. We want to thank y'all for joining us. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. Of course, I've been here with Big Ed and, of course, your host, Wayz. This is the Showdown. I want to thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to the station. If you like what you see, share it with a friend. And last but not least, put it in the comments.